So, mosquitoes are out again today, but I'm already halfway to the next town. We're gonna go into this church hostel. Took a nice slow day to start going after yesterday's 21 mile day. Pharrell ended up coming with me. He chased me down. He got in a little after I did. It was a good day yesterday, great terrain. This is okay, but yesterday was like mostly flat stuff, no roots, no rocks. And it really let you rip in speed. Anyhow, the plan is to go into Cheshire. I keep saying Cheshire, like a Cheshire cat, or I don't know if I'm saying that wrong, but everyone around here says Cheshire. But there's a church hostel there, and they let you camp in the yard for free, which is nice. 2 camps in town back to back. What? Last night I set up and got dew all over everything because I didn't have any sticks to use. One thing about not having tent stakes that I didn't really think about was when you're in town and you're camping somewhere, you might not necessarily have access to things in people's yards where you're allowed to camp that you can use as tent stakes or rocks or whatever. So, tracking my progress these last few days, kind of give an idea of what my speed and fitness has been like. It'd be cool to be able to go back and look at that. I can't really access it on this, but I can plot it on my computer when I get home. Kind of neat to see what my average miles per hour were. Off to Cheshire we go. Well, this has been a short day. I'm already going downhill, and it's 0.8 to the road. And I think once I get to the road, it's just a road walk, so you don't really have to like hike after that 0.8. You can just stroll along on pavement. Pretty excited. Supposed to be a good restaurant in this next town. Down and free camping. But a little rocky coming down here. And it's always hard on the knees on these long downhills. There's a lot of sand here, which is weird. Are there white blazes here? Yeah, see? There's a white blaze. I'm going the right way. When in doubt, look behind you. When still in doubt, go uphill. This is why I like having gaiters. I don't have to worry about the sand getting in my shoes as much. I still can, but not as bad. So it occurs to me that I forgot to tell you guys where I stayed last night. It's a guy named Tom. and he lets people camp in his yard for free. He refuses to accept any donations, and he's been doing it for 30-something years. And he's had some trouble lately, especially in 2015, with hikers coming in and being extremely rude to the neighbors and going on other people's private property and stuff, so he pulled himself out of AWOL. But as I walked through town, I spotted his place. I had heard about it from other people, and I went in and asked if I could stay, and he said yes. There were like 4 of us total, and we got a good night's sleep in the backyard. Unfortunately, it was really clear night, which means no rain but lots of dew, and I wasn't able to fit underneath the tree next to this other guy's tent, so I got everything wet. But it was a very good test of the water resistance of the bivy. It all soaked through the bivy eventually, but not in such great quantity that it overwhelmed my synthetic blanket. And the inside of my synthetic quilt was dry, and it continued to stay dry even as it got more wet because I was producing body heat and drying it out. So got a little chilly once at like 4 in the morning. That's pretty common. Oh, it's fine. You got a stick? Yeah?
Up the hill.
I got 2 sticks.
How you doing?
Good, yourself?
Good, thanks.
Have a good day.
Enjoy your hike.
You too. Well, camped in the side yard of a church last night. The town behind me. You can see the mountains. We've hiked, and we're now beginning the climb up Mount Greylock. So, nice uphill start to the day. Gonna take it easy, warm up real slow. Got a little bit of soreness and pain tracing a line up my left foot. If you know what I'm saying, like, if you know what I'm saying, where the top of the arch is, kind of like where there's that ball at the top of your foot, crown of your arch, whatever it's called. So I'm just letting everything warm up slowly. My blisters were getting pretty bad the last 2 days. Starting with 3 days, starting with 2 days of sweaty, hot, humid weather. But after the rain the other day, the weather's been beautiful. So Mount Greylock we're starting the climb now. It is a 7-mile uphill. And when we reach the summit, it's 2 miles to get down. Total height is under 4,000 feet, but it's the tallest mountain I will have hiked since Virginia. So it's been a nice thing, even with the rocks and stuff having really easy terrain, you know, as far as like not up and down all day. Now getting into Vermont here later today, I'm expecting to have many more ups and downs. One of the really cool things about Vermont is that we are going to be on the long trail for I think 100 miles. So we're gonna see a lot of long trailers hiking. Long trail and the AT run together for that 100 miles, but the long trail was there first. And Vermonters are very protective. They say, no, this is the long trail, not the AT. You know, I think they're right. So we're gonna be long trail hikers, not AT hikers for that 100 miles. I think it's probably fair. The AT gets plenty of attention worldwide. So, interesting thing about the long trail, I guess right at the border, and it's supposed to be a cool sign. We'll check that out when we get there. And then it makes its way up through Vermont, splits from the AT, when the AT hangs east, it goes, I think, northwest, and goes to the Canadian border. A couple mosquitoes today, but it's been a cold morning in the lower 50s, and it's just now warming up, and it's kind of kept the mosquitoes down, I think, which is really nice. Had a couple little bites here and there, but nothing like it's been the last week or so. So, as you can see, we've climbed about 6 miles, 6.5 so, and went down a little bit and came back up, and now we're a mile from the summit. It's just crazy to be out here in the middle of nowhere. I mean, just so removed from society and everything that it represents. It's always so crazy to like climb to the top of these bigger mountains. Not that this one's 4,000 even, but, and just like there's a road right to the top. It's like, really, dude? It's nice when there's, you know, a hut up top or something to do, or a place to eat or a place to sit, you know, nice facilities. But I'll never forget working so hard to climb Clingman's Dome in the Smokies, and just feeling like, wow, I have climbed this mountain and I've gotten up somewhere where I know, like a month ago I wouldn't be able to do it, or, you know, maybe some people can't do this. I feel strong and accomplished. And then I walk out and hear people, and there's a parking lot and a path up to the top that's paved. It's like, oh, really? It's not a bad thing. It's good that everyone can enjoy these peaks, but I just remember it being a shock. And sometimes when you go up a mountain, it makes you feel good knowing that there isn't another way up except by foot. So, just a little mental thing, kind of a funny one. I'm gonna go see what the summit of Mount Greylock looks like. If there's a road, it's probably pretty neat, yeah? So, something that just occurred to me, if I only have like 160 miles or something left, then I've done 2,000 miles, like total. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Look at that. Should we go up in it? I think so. Nice view. Coming down into North Adams now. Just immediately get a view of what I have to go up. It's gonna be fun. It's just what the doctor ordered at the very end of a 20-mile day. Getting close to, what is it, 1.3 miles to get into the last state. Soon we'll be on the long trail, and we'll be on this home stretch. After we get to the shelter, starting out tomorrow morning, it'll be less than 150 miles. Very exciting stuff. Looking more and more northeasterly here. It's crazy to see the terrain change under your feet in like just a couple days. Hey now. Whew. Almost at the last state here. How cool is that? Just came down that. That was really steep. I'm gonna go up the other side. I've already done 11 plus miles today. Just have like 9.8 to the shelter that we were planning on going to. Though, may go a little further. Since we have so much time left today. I wonder why they call it Split Rock. Huh. Well, I guess we'll never know. I've got my phone in a plastic bag since my case is kind of being an ass, but just want to show you how dirty my legs are today. Okay, so I'm at the hostel here, Green Mountain House in Manchester Center, outside of Manchester Center. It's a nice hostel, like $39, $40 a night. $1 for a pint of Ben & Jerry's. Nice little small 3-4 person rooms with a private bath and stuff. So I've got all my stuff here airing out with the fan. Just because it's been kind of damp the last few days. Make sure everything is nice and dry. The cordage in particular is very wet, which I might be switching to Lash Air Zing It, because not this trip, but next trip, because I think that these cordages can sometimes hold a lot of moisture, and I feel like a pure Dyneema cord won't. It's just plastic, tightly woven plastic. Anyway, so what I want to do here real quick is show you some of the gear changes that have happened. Some over the last 200 miles or so, 300 miles, like since the trip started. And I'll start with the oldest first and kind of work my way through what's happened and why. I almost switched for a pair of shorts the other day, but I've decided to keep the kilt. I don't think that my problems with chafing have been because of the kilt. I think it's been because of the underwear, and I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so first we'll start with the medicine. These are Aleve pills I put in someone else's pill bottle. For my knee, the Aleve has been really good. It's really helped, and I think I'm finally at a place where I don't need the brace anymore. You've seen this is from basically southern PA. I should have gotten that a lot earlier. Actually, that's from Duncannon. I should have gotten that a lot earlier than I did. It really helped out a lot, but I think I'm getting past where I need it. I might carry it to the next town just in case. I keep wearing it to make sure that my knee doesn't bum out on me. Next, here's Zyrtec. This is a little more recent, but since we're on medicines, I'll talk about it. I got this over the counter. I was coughing a lot, and I had been given an inhaler at the ER like a few weeks, 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and they hadn't really told me anything else. They just said, you'll be better in like 2 weeks, and here's your inhaler, and use it when you can't breathe. Well, I used it up pretty quickly walking up mountains. So my buddy Pharrell, the 62-year-old guy I was hiking with, really cool dude, he said, try one of these Zyrtecs. That day I did a 20-mile day. I had no problem, no breathing issues. I dried up real well, so I've been taking these. I think the same thing, Claritin D. Maybe different ingredients, but same effect. So this has really no more gurgling, no more wheezing or coughing. So I'm really happy about that. Next will be, some of this is more recent than others, but this is the next category. Hair ties, that's easy. I lost my charger in, what town was it? It was where I was hanging out under the bridge in the rainstorm, waiting for Gray Squirrel to catch up off the ridge. Anyway, we went in and ate there. I got one of these braided cord chargers and a wall plug that folds so that it won't poke holes in my gear. It's 2.4 amp. I lost my double port charger. I haven't really needed it, but I was sad to lose the Aki charger. It was really good, but this is significantly heavier than what I had before. I think I haven't weighted on a postal scale or anything, but like touching it, it feels like this is heavier than the Aki, and this is heavier than the standard Apple cord, but more durable, I would say. And this is a favorite new addition. I already have headphones, so normally I wouldn't do this, but my brother-in-law had these, and he has cauliflower ear from wrestling, and you can see I need to charge. There's a little USB plug I use with my battery charger. Doesn't take a lot, and these charge really quickly. I wore them all through the rain yesterday, and they are really cool to listen to music, or since I have a battery pack, I've been talking on the phone with my fiance and my dad, and sometimes my sister and my brother-in-law. These are really nice. I really like them. They get a little uncomfortable sometimes. I'd give them like a 6 out of 10 on the comfort, but they stay in very well for me, and the battery is pretty amazing. I went probably 10 miles in the rain wearing those, listening to music on my LTE connection, and it was no problem. So normally wouldn't carry something like that, but I find wearing those to be an upgrade over wearing those on the move. And I just put one headphone in. I washed my gaiters. These are not new. These are just like brand spanking clean, and these are holding up beautifully. I've had these since 2016. No holes, no problems. I see a lot of people with holes in their gaiters. I don't understand why. Also washed the buff. Look at that. It's not tan anymore. It's white. It's just as pretty as when I got it. That's a good washing machine. Then my Smartwool socks had nice chew holes through them, so I went ahead and got some Vermont, Darn Tough Vermonts, and I really like the colors on them, and I got some normal cushion, and they've been okay. I remember the Darn Toughs from 2016. I didn't like them because they do not dry out. They take forever to dry out. You have to wear them to bed to dry them out. So they're still not my favorite as far as drying out goes, because I don't really like to wear socks to bed and have wet feet still. But they're durable, and it's what I could get at the store. And I know that they're not gonna give me blisters as bad as some of the other socks. I have been getting blisters though. Around the heel, the sock bunches up because I can't really recommend these socks necessarily. I wish I got a smaller size, but they stretch out when they're wet. And then there's extra fabric here that rubs. And then this foot's not the bad foot. Let's see. The fabric also bunches up under my toes and just scrunches up there and rubs. And I have like a very ulcerous looking thing going on there, like a scab kind of pit in my toe. And then my toes have been rubbing on the top of my shoe. Now, I'm not going to blame this 100% on the socks because I feel like my shoes had worn out to the point where like 400 or 500 miles with the miles that I did in Pennsylvania thrown in there, so the rocks had eaten them up and stuff. I think my shoes were worn out, and I think that's what's been contributing to a lot of these blisters. I got blisters on the rocks, and then I got blisters once my shoes were worn out, and I could feel that the soles, the support was kind of gone in them. So, and then here, the shoes. I went ahead and got some Salomon. I guess they're 3D Pro trail runners, with the zip tie laces and stuff. They're a really good looking shoe. Very, very burly, nice tread, and it seems like they have like a real rock guard in them. So it's gonna be a little problem changing shoes. I'm expecting some blisters. I'm expecting some discomfort, but I have worn these, the old version of these, for like 3 or 4 years when I was in school, and I really liked them. So I think that they're a lot of mesh, and I think that they will keep my feet pretty cool during the day. And I like that there's a real rock guard. So they didn't have Brooks Cascadia 12s, or Brooks at all. Neither did they have Ultras. I wanted to try the Ultra Olympics. So this shoe should get me the last 95 miles, and then I should be able to clean them up and wear them for some time. I'm looking forward to trying these again. I wish that I had been able to try the Ultras, but these will do. And Jack, he's I think he's hiking on the long trail going north. He just got gaiters, Dirty Girl gaiters, and the little Velcro patches that come with them. There's like a bunch of extra fabric, so he let a couple people, myself included, take some Velcro and stick it on our shoes. Very nice of him to share. And so now these will work with the gaiters, and I don't have to go to the hardware store and get some super glue and like 3M male Velcro to get it to work. Alright, so talking about possibly getting blisters with those and dealing with the blisters and hot spots you can see here on these feet. The hot spots are particularly bad. You don't even need to be in the light to see them. I'm going to give liner socks a try. It'll be interesting to be able to tell you guys if they're working out. They kind of look like the ladies' like elbow length cotton gloves, something from the old days. So the idea is you put this sock on, and then you put the thicker Darn Tough sock on, and then you have a very like low friction, slippery interaction between your feet and your shoe. Especially with the new shoes, it should be nice. So, and it kind of looks cool. When you wear them, you've got the liners like poking out the top. So people know you mean business. I was talking to a long trailer. She'd been having a lot of problems with blisters, and she was like the second person to recommend me using these liners. And I thought, you know what? I'm not gonna be stubborn. I'm gonna try something new. And then I don't really usually carry extra socks, but my feet have been so beat up, first in PA and now here, that I just wanted something to wear to bed that was dry maybe, or if it was cold, or have some dry socks to change into if nothing else dried out. So I'm gonna give these a try. These are I'm gonna use when I get home with my Huaracha sandals. You know, Huarachas and socks. Not as faux pas as you might think, since they're Topo sandals. And last but not least is going to be the Arc'teryx stuff I bought. They're kind of pricey, but that's what they had there. They had Patagonia shorts that weren't very tight. And then they had these Arc'teryx brand tight underwear. So I'm hoping that these will help with a lot of the chafing issues I've been having. I wore them yesterday and they're quite nice. There's not a lot of seams in the places where I was getting frustrated with the ex officios. On the subject of feet and blisters, yesterday, these look pretty good right now, except for back here. Yesterday, my left foot looked as bad as my right foot here. So what I'm doing is I'm staying here for a day in Manchester for a zero. I don't know if I've zeroed since Jess's place when I was sick with the cough. So I typically will go into towns and take zeros. Like, it's a nice thing to do. The reason I'm here is to resupply and to let my feet heal up a little bit, so that and dodge some of the rain, so that maybe they don't continue to get worse. I have 95 miles left on the trail. I'm done at Hanover, so my thinking is instead of walk a few more days and then be crippled with like awful painful feet, go ahead and just let them heal for a day. Maybe tomorrow too, I'm not sure, but it's a pretty nice hostel. I could stay another day, but I'm thinking probably I need to get out and just do short days starting out and let my feet continue to heal. So I'm going to do little things for foot care today, like maybe rub some Vaseline on the worst spots where there's like actually open skin, and otherwise I'm going to let them dry out. I've felt like that's probably what's done best for me in the past, and I asked a guy here what he thought, and he thought letting them dry out was a good idea too. So I'm going to trim my toenails. I shaved, which is nice. I get all these little razor bumps, and took a nice shower, did laundry, kind of resetting everything. I think it was a really interesting couple sections there, no laundry, no real like zero or town stay. I just slept at a church. I slept in the yard at some place. It was cool, but not as resetting and relaxing as an actual 0 day in town. So I still haven't replaced my beat up Arc'teryx hat. I've actually gone full Arc'teryx, I guess, underwear and t-shirt. The rain kind of cleaned it out yesterday. The one problem, it looks so sun-bleached, doesn't it? The one problem is that while it was raining, I was wearing the hat to keep the rain off of my glasses, and the concentrated like salt and sweat and everything that's been in this hat, like I haven't really washed it, was like dripping down into my eyes and burning my eyes. That happened to someone else yesterday too. I mean, it was raining really hard, so it was kind of funny. We were both thinking the same thing, that it was just all that like old sweat and stuff dripping into our eyes. It really burned. And then I took my hat off for a while and just walked in the rain and dealt with it, or like put it backwards so the mesh wouldn't drip. But still, it was like all in my hair, and so I don't know. I can't bring myself to get rid of this until I'm done. I think I want to hang it with my pack when I retire my pack, since it's kind of having some durability issues now that it's on its second season. It was only really built to last for like one through hike, and I've put it through some miles. So I could tape it and patch it and keep using it, but I feel like it's kind of at the end of its life. So more on that later, what I'm going to switch to for like overnights and like shorter hikes in the future. But still haven't replaced this yet. One thing that's easy to forget to do that is really important on 0 days, or whenever you get into town, or whenever you think about it, is to replace your stash of Aquamira or water treatment, iodine tablets, anything that you use to filter or purify water. Make sure it is ready to go for when you get back on trail. My filter was starting to slow down when I was in the woods the last 2 days. These don't just stop, but they do slow down to where you're taking longer to filter a liter into a clean bottle. You're taking longer to get like a drink out of it. It's not as satisfying. And the longer you let it go, the worse it'll get, and it'll be harder to back flush. So I went ahead and back flushed this with the water pressure here, and should be running fine now. I back flush it for as long as possible. If I have spare time, I just back flush it a lot, probably at least 3 liters, 4 liters. And you can use the sport caps on your clean bottle, and they fit onto the top part of the Sawyer. There's a little nozzle there, and I think I've showed you that in the review. But it's so much easier just to use town water pressure to backflush from the top of the filter through the bottom of the filter. A lot of nasty particles and stuff came out. The water here has been like all tinged yellow. Good time to air stuff out. I hung all my rain gear up and let it dry and let it sit out in the rain last night and then dry off today so that it's kind of like washed off from all the dirt and stuff. Just trying to take care of my gear on my 0 day, take care of me, take care of my gear, and remember that clean gear is gear that will last you. So just going through, checking everything, organizing everything, and getting ready to go back out tomorrow or maybe the next day. Well guys, I'm gonna go eat the rest of my ice cream downstairs in the freezer and put my feet up and maybe eat some salad. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this section. My feet have gotten real beat up, but it has been a lot of fun. Been doing 20s, been meeting a lot of cool people, and have been meeting people now that I'm on the long trail that are doing the long trail hike too. So it's been really interesting. Got a bunch of new gear that I'm really excited to test out and use. I'm excited to let you guys know how the liner socks work. I think that they'll do really well. I'm a little worried about the new shoes, but we'll see how that goes in the next few episodes. So thank you very much guys for watching. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way to the next video, and I'll catch you in the next video.